November 28th, 6010 AD. The rain is cold. The neon lights and holographic advertisements are both distracting and yet beautiful in many ways. To gaze upon them, to sit and watch the endless life go by before you is often a way to forget about the dirt, corruption, and sins just beyond the surface. All of it is meant to be a curtain over the eyes of the organisms that infest the megatropolis of Haven. To keep these life forms, both biological and cybernetic, asleep. To keep them all indoctrinated to the ones that run it all, the corporations, the order, the empire, the machine god, whatever master you choose to follow. All of these tiny dots moving through the city like cells within the bloodstream are what keeps it all running. Many die every day, but there are plenty to take their place tomorrow. What is the truth in all this? Who is good and who is evil in this world? And does it even matter anyway? Of course it does. It must, right? Dr. Thorne was caught in the middle of the kill zone. Many are torn apart for not choosing a side. Yet the current targets, Mother Yun and the Necromancer, they are a part of something bigger. They are the darkness growing to infect the machine and will destroy many lives and many souls as well. They must be stopped, for their infection will lead many to shadow. And from what has been heard about them, meddling with black magic can tear a hole between worlds that will let all manner of horrors into this realm. The camera pans down to a small mech runner's garage, where we see a hover cab descending down through the backdrop of the neon-lit city. The hovercab floats down through the night air and the light rain. Some loud music is coming from across the street, at the bar called Chen's Den. A red flashing sign reads, "Mutants Welcome." Yet on the other side of the street is where you are going. The flashing crimson light illuminates your faces and your attire through the cabbie's windows as the hovercab safely descends. The tires fold out and it lands onto the cold, wet street. This is Vega's place, all right. The music coming from his rented mech runner's garage tells you he is obviously home. The orc driving the cab turns to regard you all for a moment as he flips on the tab readout. "That'll be 40 credits.
And Seras transfers them over the 40 credits before getting out. I'm assuming that Gharvas and Krizatch are with her at the moment, yes?
Yeah, they are there.
Alright. Seras will turn to Gharvas and Krizatch and she'll hold up a finger, take off her helmet. Her kind of blonde hair is pulled into a ponytail, and she's got kind of a blank expression on her face as she looks to the other two. I need to speak with Vega. Make sure he is in understanding, and make sure that he will come with us.
Do what you must.
You want me sneak stalk in case I have to burn man thing?
That is the last thing that I want. I do not believe that Vega will be a problem. If he is, we will deal with him gently.
Oh, fine.
Seras turns around and goes to, I guess, maybe a side door where Vega's garage is, and adjusts her coat, making sure kind of the weaponry is more hidden underneath. She's trying to appear as non-threatening as she can, though with kind of the large amount of armor and guns that she has on her, it's fairly difficult. She gives him 3. Vega.
And vaguely through the music, Vega thinks he hears some knocking on his door, and he's tinkering around some different things. He's got a screwdriver in his mouth, and he's messing around with the back panel of one of his repair droids that he was working on. And he stops, he raises an eyebrow, and he arches his head, points his ear towards his door to listen.
And waiting for a little bit. Again, maybe a bit more firmly. Vega?
And this time Vega stands there, or sits there, and shuts his eyes and shakes his head, opens his mouth and drops the screwdriver out of his mouth and into his hand. He sets it down, lowers his head, pushes himself up off the floor, wipes his brow with the back of his hand, getting a little bit of grease across his face. He nods as if he knows what's happening here, resigns himself to what the possibilities are, and he goes to the door, opens it, sees Seras standing there. I thought it might be you. And he just turns around, walks back into his loft area, leaving the door open.
And Seras enters Vega's premises, and she'll gently close the door behind her, not locking it, just making sure it's shut against the rain. And she'll kind of slowly walk into the area, analyzing what she sees, seeing kind of the mess, what he's been working on, maybe projects half abandoned. She'll turn to face Vega, watching him for a few moments before clearing her throat. I hope you're doing well, Vega.
Yep, I'm doing well. I'd be doing a whole lot better if you didn't show up to my place of residence. I thought it might be you. I thought it might be Mutt. Either way, I knew one of you would come. No loose ends, right? Isn't that what you said? Listen, if you're here to kill me, just do it. Let's not have this chit-chat. Let's not have this little talk. You just go ahead. You do what you came here to do. And he just turns around again, not facing her.
And Seras will take her helmet. She'll clear off an empty space on one of the tables. She'll put her helmet down and start reaching into her coat. And Vega can kind of hear the clattering of weaponry being sat down on the table as Seras slowly disarms herself. And once she's finished kind of putting a fairly large shotgun on the table, dusts her hands off and walks towards Vega. Vega, the last thing that I want to do is to end your life.
Vega still turned away from her with his head down. It might be the last thing you want to do, but it is definitely something you would do. I don't doubt that for just one moment.
She'll approach him and stand behind him. Just kind of regarding his posture, how he's standing. Look, Vega, what happens in the lab what happened to Aramil. It was indeed tragic, and the prisoners we found, yes, due to our jobs we cannot have loose ends. Due to what we do, what we get paid, they cannot have loose ends. But I know you. We've known each other worked with each other for what, almost a year now? And I've trusted you with my life on many occasions, based on the way you drive. So, I have to put my trust in you now, that you won't be speaking to our employers about what we saw, what we experienced, as that could get us all killed.
With that, Vega spins around and he looks right at her, and you can tell that he's both sad and angry at the same time. Well, that's the real reason you came here, isn't it? You came here to make sure that I didn't talk. You came here to save your own skin. You didn't come here to say you're sorry. You didn't come here to say you trust me or that you need me. You came here to make sure that you didn't get in trouble for what you did. And he's just kind of seething and angry at this moment. He's breathing heavy. His chest is kind of lurching up and down.
And Seras saw kind of facial expressions, though it was fairly plain. Kind of turns a bit more somber, more soft. Vega, I am indeed sorry for what happened to Aramil and to those people. I have my own reasons for wanting to find out more about our employers, to continue with this, to make sure that we survive this. And I am sorry that it has hurt you so, and that Aramil has passed on. Vega, the last thing that I want to do in the world right now, and right now I refuse to do, and I do not think you understand that, is to harm you. And she'll kind of gesture over to the weapons that she's put down. I do this to show you that I mean you no harm. I
Vega.
really... Go ahead.
Vega quickly glances over at the weapons on the table, and he looks at Seras. I don't care about the others. The prisoners that you executed. That stung, yes. I thought I was freeing some people from that place. But Aramil was our friend. We worked with him and he worked with us. He came there to our aid. And he died there alone with his so-called friends. I know you and Mutt. I know your humanity is lacking. But mine's not. And he turns around, faces away from you again. It hurt to see him lying there, and you two, going about business as normal.
It is I cannot speak for Matt, but it is the only way that I know how to move on, to continue with the job, to find out why Aramil was killed exactly, by who. I promised you we would find the rest of these necromancers, the one that sent them. And I came here both to apologize, to see how you were, and to ask you to join me in ending the lives of those that ended Aramil's.
Vega slowly turns around when you say that. You're going after them.
Of course, I promised you this.
Yes,
I
well,
want to do it myself, too.
what you and Mutt did, it hurt. And I have no reason to trust you ever again. I have no reason to believe in you ever again. But if you're going after Aramil's killers, then I have a reason to join you. And I will. But only until Aramil's killers are done, are dead, are buried. Then we go on our own way. No matter how long our history is together. We go on our own way. You hear that, Seras? You understand that?
I would rather you stay in my life after this, but if you feel that way, then it must be. I will make sure, as always, you do not die on this mission. Come, two others wait outside, the Ratsman and a Beastman who has joined us.
Yeah, well, if you want to make sure that I don't die in this mission, you keep that fucking rat away from me.
I will make sure to take any hits he intends for you.
Alright. We have a deal, Seras. I'll help you. I'll help you so far as catching Aramil's killers. And then I'm out. I'm out of all of this. I'm gonna go back to my own life. I suggest you do the same.
I don't have much of a life, but sure. And with that, she
Well.
kind of turns around and starts gathering up her weaponry, putting it back under her coat.
Vega puts some tools in a little chest and pushes it out of the way. He goes to a drawer, pulls out his pistol, puts it inside of his coat, in a holster that he has in there. He kind of pulls his coat taut and puts a cigarette in his mouth, slaps the lighter against his jeans, and brings the flame up to his face, up to the cigarette, and cups it with one hand even though he's inside and there's no wind. Just habit. The glow on his face, he takes a big drag. All right then, Seras. Lead the way.
And Seras nods, putting back on her helmet and leaving through the door that she came in. And she kind of holds it open for Vega and waiting for him to exit.
Vega walks towards the door, waits for Seras to go through, turns to MD-12. MD! Watch the garage.
So you guys head back out into the street, and Gharvas and are there on the corners, standing there. You can hear the music across the street coming from Chin's den. And Krizatch, what do you guys do when you see him walking.
Sorry, you're lagging a little bit there, Rogue. On
Oh.
my end.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, it's chopping. I heard it for the most part. So they're walking out pretty close to us, or as far as Seras
Yeah,
and Vega. Yeah, so I guess anyway they come out. Let's just look at. They say, "Ah, man thing, you did come with us. Good, good. We were worried we would have to set you on fire."
Vega looks at Krizatch, takes a drag on his cigarette, kind of blows the smoke up and to the left. I'm not here for you, Krizatch. I've got no reason to be your friend. I've got no reason to have your back, other than you're in this group for some unknown reason. I'm here simply for Seras and for Aramil. You just... well, you're an unfortunate byproduct.
Krizatch here because Krizatch make money. And Seras think Krizatch useful. Yes, yes, machine thing? Yes.
Useful enough. Though, if you hit me with one of your Molotovs, I will take the rest and shove them down your throat. Understood?
Oh. Yes.
Good. And she kind of points over to Vega. Same thing with him. Don't harm the boy.
As long as he not walk in front of me again, he'll be fine, yes.
Vega rolls his eyes and shakes his head when he says that. Fucking rat. And that's when he catches eyes with Gharvas, not knowing who or what that is. Looks over to Seras. First a rat, now a dog. What's going on here?
We have developed a very eclectic group in this last week.
Seems more like a zoo to me.
Vega. Gharvas, Vega.
Gharvas will just be looking at Vega with narrowed eyes and sort of indicate a bit of suspicion, and as he senses the obvious distaste, a pleasure, I'm sure.
Vega takes a drag off of his cigarette and pulls it out of his mouth between his two fingers with his right hand, blows the smoke out. Oh yeah, it's a pleasure for sure. I bet you're a good boy, aren't you? Good boy, yeah, you're a good boy. And he takes another drag off his cigarette and smiles to himself.
Why does the small human patronize me?
How about we channel all of our anger into defeating the necromancers? Yes?
The necromancers must be disposed of, and they will be cleansed with fire.
And then we get paid, yes, yes.
Exactly. No use in infighting.
That time you're getting a phone call.
There's,
And it
yeah, she'll answer it.
and it is who has changed her voice a little bit since last time. She pops up on the screen. And it's basically just a message, not a direct phone call. So it's a video message, and she's like, "Hey, I know you are busy rounding up your crew, girl, so you'll be taking all my enemies down, and I'll be paying you all good credits for it. The Dark Star's going down tonight. I have a friend for us that can make this happen." No worries about paying her from our original contract. My debt will be handled with her. I send in you her contact info now. They call her Nixx. I have arranged for you to meet up near that old friend of yours. She'll be waiting for you at Chin's in the shadows behind your path, Seras. Good luck to you, Vandak Ed. And the message in. Right across the street, of course, is Chin's den. And with that, we are going to go, the camera pans to Chin's den, and a new character is waiting in a booth. And Nixx, go ahead.
Okay. Can you tell me what Chin's den is like first?
Yes, can you hear me okay right now? I think my mic
It's
is
really choppy.
crapping.
You're a little static, not staticky, but yeah, choppy. But I can hear.
Mr.
You.
Roboto
Yeah.
Right, I don't think
Okay.
it's a mic issue, just a lag issue.
connection.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, inside, it's not a very large place. It's not huge, but there's some mutants in there. There's humans, primarily humans in there, and you can see a few gang members hanging out in the back corner. If you can see the screen here,
Mm-hmm.
is this available to you here? Can you
Mm-hmm.
see inside the bouncer at the door? Or he has some heavy cybernetic implants, and that's this guy here. And then you have the which you think must be Chin, the owner of the bar, heavily tattooed Asian human, who's standing behind the bar and dealing out to some patrons that seem like a couple of businessmen there. It's heavily clouded in smoke and laser light shows. There's a few holographic images that emanate over the crowd, and there's only a few booths, but you're in one of the ones that inside there, and you can go ahead with your bio if you like.
Okay. If you zoom in on Nix, you see a slight figure wearing a long coat, the hood pulled up over her features. But long white, almost colorless hair spills out the front around the sides of her face. She's shorter than pretty much all of the patrons, and her feet are dangling from the bench a few inches from the floor, swinging back and forth in time to the music that's playing, kind of childlike. The dim lights of the club manage to illuminate her sharp, defined features, and you can make out enormous, dark, almond-shaped eyes. Her head darts to the side suddenly, as if startled. In a few moments, darts in the opposite direction. This place is so loud. The music is the least of it. Will I ever grow accustomed to so many people, their feelings bombarding me? I am Nixx, that much I know. That is what I cling to when the darkness closes in. I had a family once. They gave me a name, and they wanted good things for me. They are dead now, I think. There was blood and screaming in my ears and in my mind when orc slavers took me from them, and I don't like to remember what came next. It made the masters angry when I cried, so I learned to smile. Smile for the clients. Unless they want you to cry. Sometimes those men say they are sorry, but I can feel that they are not sorry. When the mother purchased me from the masters, I was frightened at first. Her mind is full of a cold fire. I could also feel her disgust with the org, and that made me like her a little. She took me to Haven, to the Undercity, and there I was born into a new family, Dark Star. I was clean. I was fed. I was schooled in fascinating things, magical things, and no one dared to lay a hand on me, for Mother Yun was my protector. She kept me by her side, always, so that no doubters, deceivers, or heretics could plot against or harm her. I was a valued servant of the Way. Then the mother made a mistake. She took a prisoner, a heretic with information she needed. He resisted, so she kept him in a cell, brought me when he was tortured. But he never spoke, so I could not say if he lied. I sensed from him a calm acceptance of his fate, and his eyes were sad when he looked into mine. Sad for me. She kept him for weeks. He never spoke a word. I admired his resolve, but his pain and exhaustion were a burden to feel. Tell her and end it, I begged him with my mind. Never, he replied in silence. End it for me. You see, a mental bond had been formed between us, and the mother did not realize. While he was beaten, burned, cut, and mutilated, he shared with me memories of his family, his friends, his life, his faith, experiences I had been denied and longed for. It changed me. In return, I shared with him memories of my parents, told him my story. It seemed to distract him from the pain. Before he died, he thanked me for being his friend. I do not know how to feel about this. I have no faith. If the mother could read me as I read others, she would have expected my betrayal. But no one sees behind my mask. When I left the Undercity, was she angry or hurt? I am glad that I was not there to feel it. She hunts for me, will not let me go, I am sure of that. But I cannot be a puppet any longer. I want what I was shown. Friends, a real family. Freedom. Apparently, it is something worth dying for.
And at about that time, you notice some more characters entering the very dim entrance there to Chin's Den. As you guys all enter in, you notice that the bouncer, he's kind of got his eyes rolled up in his head, and he's very much not paying attention to all the clientele at all at the moment. It's possible he could be like watching something. And then as you all start to pass in, especially when Gharvas passes him, his eyes open up and he looks towards you guys. He just offers a nod and he's like, "What's up? Welcome to the den." And he just smiles and goes back. Doesn't check you guys over for weapons or anything like that. And you guys pop in here.
Seras will kind of be looking around for the contact that Gul Plackit mentioned. She's kind of annoyed with how many people are kind of in the bar, making sure no one touches her or gets too close. They all kind of smell her, disgusting in general.
Vega makes a beeline straight for the bar and looks at the bartender. As soon as he gets an opportunity, catches his eye. "I want some whiskey." And just kind of lets him know. He's gonna stand there and just wait for his whiskey. Looks around the room.
You notice that Chin looks over to you from looking at his compad, and he it doesn't change his expression at all or anything, but he grabs a whiskey for you, and he says, "That'll be 20 credits. I'll start a tab for you." And then he pops a whiskey down on the table for you.
Vega just nods, shoots the whiskey, and then slams the glass back down on the bar. Turns around and leans back on the bar with his elbows on it, crosses his legs down at the ankles, and just starts looking around the room.
Krizatch will scratch his neck rather loud. Who we look for again?
And Seras will kind of pull out her communication device. She'll look down, analyzing the picture. Woman named Nixx Again, Seras will kind of pick her head up after showing Krizatch. Again, looking around for the contact.
Man thing? Elf thing?
Not sure.
Gharvas will look over Seras' shoulder to see the picture, and then also makes his way to the bar, kind of pushing his way through, as he doesn't really care who else is there. And he'll approach the bartender. Excuse me.
He looks up at you, kind of raises his eyebrows. Yeah, what can I get for you, big man?
I'm looking for a person known as Nixx. Where can I find her?
He says, looks around the bar for a minute, he says, I don't know anybody by that name. He's like, hey, are you Nixx? And he talks to some female at the bar over here, which is obviously this one here. It's only female. And she shakes her head, goes back to talking to these two guys here. He says, I don't know anybody by that name. He's like, that's not her either. And he nods over to the gang members in the back who are with a red-haired female. Who, the only female you might see is in the back corner. And you do have a picture on the phone, Seras, of the Connect there that was sent to you. And that does match her description there.
You know, Seras will look over to Krizatch, him really being the only one that's actually stayed by her side, while Gharvas and Vega have gone off to mind do their own thing. She kind of holds up two fingers and gives a wave over to Krizatch as she moves towards Nixx in the back.
Yeah, Krizatch will follow her and stand on Seras' heels because he hates clubs like this.
Nixx
Hiss at
says,
anybody that gets too close. Wait.
Do not bite in the ankles. We do not have
Yeah.
insurance to pay for it.
Burn it down.
And Seras approaches the table that Nixx is sitting at. And, when she does, she kind of places both hands on the table, leans over slightly. Her eyes aren't visible behind the helmet, it's just kind of a blue light. She's wearing heavy, black jacket, gauntlets, a large duster underneath, especially when she kind of displays her arms like that. It's definitely apparent she has weapons underneath. She stares at Nixx. I think we're looking for you. I think you're
Nixx.
looking for us.
Nixx is very distracted. She's been looking in a lot of different directions. But when you speak to her directly and you say her name, she looks up at you, almost as if she didn't even notice you approach, and starts staring at you hard. And then she looks to the side at Krizatch, and you might be used to people kind of looking askance at you, but she doesn't actually seem surprised at all to see one of your kind. And then she looks back at Seras and says, "Did Gul Plackit send you?" And then she just stares at you very intently.
Seras will take her hands off the table, sitting up to her full height. She'll give a nod before...
No, you need to say yes or no.
Yes, yes! You erupt from the side of the booth.
What the Ratsman says. Yes.
She looks at you both for a minute longer and she says, That is the truth. Okay. I am Nixx.
I assume that is also the truth based on your picture.
I did not know
Seras-
who to expect.
Sarah slides into the booth, sitting not super close to Nixx, but space away. She puts her hands on the table and holds them. I am Seras, and she'll gesture over to Krizatch. This is
Krizatch! The Soul Snatcher! Yes, yes! That is what they call me.
Yes, they.
Nixx looks at Krizatch and says, I do not know you. I see your kind in the Undercity, but I don't think we have ever met.
Krizatch is very important assassin, yes, yes, but assassin not very popular among common folk. Not your fault. It's okay.
Nixx just shrugs at that. And, what can I do to help you? Gul said that you might require some of my expertise.
Yes. You know about Mother Yun?
I know
Yes.
Mother Yun intimately.
Well, I am hoping that your loyalties are not mixed. You're not soft on her, as we are planning on hunting and most likely killing her and those that work for her this evening.
Mother Yun was good to me, but she is ruthless, and her methods were evil. I know this now. I will help you find her.
Good. Gul Plackit said that you would be useful.
Yes, I know the way into Darkstar.
So you are our guide, yes?
Yes, I can act as your guide.
Good. We will need one. The majority of us, and gesture she'll attempt to try and find the other two within the crowd. Maybe just seeing kind of Gharvas as he sticks out like a sore thumb. And gesture over to him. I do not think we would be most equipped into sneaking into the place, besides Krizatch.
Yes, Krizatch may have been able to get in and out fairly unnoticed. Sometimes we trade with those people for things that we need. But you would stand out, and Gharvas, I think he would definitely draw attention. Gharvas, he is that one, and she points to Gharvas.
Yes, the beast of a man, indeed. So
Is that it? You Krizatch, you Seras, and that Gharvas.
no, there is one more.
Man thing, Vega. Holds
A
grudge.
Yes. There is a grudge being held on Mother Yun and her necromancers as they ended the life of one of our compatriots.
Yes. Mother Yun will do anything to pursue what she thinks is the Tao.
Well, I'm happy
An
to have
individual life has no meaning for her.
I'm happy to have you on our side then.
I cannot say that I am happy to be doing this. When she sees me there and realizes that the extent of my betrayal is beyond leaving, that it is bringing enemies into Darkstar, she will, I don't know, be hurt or angry, and I do not look forward to feeling that. But I will do what I must do.
Good.
I asked that you show her a quick death. She has shown me the only mercy I ever felt in my life. And that is my price.
Quick question, Rogue. Were we supposed to just kill her or bring her back to Gul Plackit?
You can kill her. She go pretty much everybody wiped out to forget about him.
Gharvas was the one who wanted to take her.
Yeah, I think Gharvas is.
Gotcha.
They're trying to do
But with-
some ornate shit at the at the church.
But even with Gharvas, it's not necessary totally if he doesn't succeed in bringing her back. You know what I mean?
Well, for your relationship's sake, I hope she has a quick death, as I wish to end this quickly.
I can do that. Mini grenade, big explosion, die quick, no problem.
Nixx says, that would be ideal. Her pain will echo in my mind forever, and that is my penance. Darkstar isn't far away from here. Do you wish to leave immediately, or is there preparation that you need to do before?
I have done my preparation. I have
Yes.
weapons I need. Krizatch is all explosives he needs. Those who are not ready deserve to die this evening.
Good. I would rather get this done and over with. There is a subway station right around the corner, an old one. It is not used any longer.
Perfect.
Sub-level 2D. That is where Darkstar is. You would never make it through the main entrance, however. It is tightly guarded, as you can imagine. But I know of a less guarded, a secret entrance. There are some gamma rats. I hope that that will not be a problem.
Of course not. We can handle any rats.
Well, the passage we must take is in the subway to get the secret door. But we will have to, I think, move through the sewer to get to sub-level 2D. I wasn't supposed to know about this entrance, but some of the others thought about it a lot. They thought Mother Yun did not know. I do not know if that is true. I never spoke to her about it.
So you can read thoughts.
Oh, no. No, it isn't. It is not like that. I feel feelings, and when I am close with someone, then we can speak without speaking. But you need not worry that I will hear your thoughts. They are yours.
Good. Seras will stand up from the table. Well, let us gather the rest. I am unsure what Vega is doing, and she'll cock her head and turn it, trying to find him again. But we might as well be on our way, no?
As I said, I am eager to get this done and in the past.
Seras nods and...
Yeah, you guys can all see each other. The place isn't that big.
I go collect Man-Thing.
Okay.
And Vega, the girl, turns to you and catches the cards that she was playing with, looks up, kind of like looks surprised towards you and raises an eyebrow.
Yeah, and Vega had been over there, and he brought over a whiskey and he held it out to her. You fancy a drink?
She's like, sure, I'll take a drink, and she takes it from your hand. And the other gang members like start to look at you like sizing.
And as the other gang members look at him, Vega just looks back at all three of them. And he's smiling. He raises an eyebrow and nods his head as he takes his drink back, keeping an eye on them the whole time as he throws his whiskey back, and just kind of nods at them as if they don't really mean much to him.
She says, what's your name?
Oh, hi. My name's Vega. What's yours?
She says, I'm Sarah. And she takes the whiskey and drinks really quick. Slams it on the table.
Yeah, well, I saw you doing your little card trick over here, Sarah. Was pretty impressed. Thought I'd bring a drink over. You look a little bored with these fellas over here. Thought I might rescue you.
And then you notice Krizatch and Gharvas. The girl looks and regards both you coming up. What do you guys do?
Vega notices them walk up, and he kind of just rolls his eyes and shakes his head. Yeah, these are my pets over here. They just follow me around everywhere. Loyal animals, you know they are.
Man-Thing! We must go now. Contact found. Time for job.
Oh, God. Vega shakes his head and looks over at Sarah. Oh, I do apologize. Looks like I have to go. He looks over at the three gang members. You three, well, I hope you're doing I hope you do a better job later than you are tonight, because she's obviously not in a very good mood. Maybe you can make someone else happy later. And he turns around to walk away.
She smiles and laughs and waves to you.
Oh, don't you worry. I'll be back. I live near here. I'll be back. And Vega just takes a drag off his cigarette and keeps walking with Gharvas and Krizatch.
You tried to procreate, Man-Thing?
Oh, did you see that, Sheila? Quite a beaut she was, right? Even for a rat thing like yourself, you gotta admit it. She was a beaut.
No fur, not good.
How do you tell the difference between you humans? Especially you white ones, you all look the same to me.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but her hair was different. And he just shakes his head and keeps walking.
That's only difference? How you keep track of names?
Well, her smell was definitely different, but all of you stink to me.
Yes, well. We finish this job, I'll make sure that you get some treats. Now let's go. And Vega just makes his way to Seras.
Alright, is everybody else?
Yeah.
When Vega approaches and gets closer, Nixx looks at him and looks at him for a moment. She seems to give everyone a hard looking at the first time she encounters them, and she visibly winces and reaches a hand out for a second and then pulls it back and turns away.
And Vega, not really paying attention or even noticing that, he does notice Nixx standing there, but none of her expressions or any of her actions or movements, and looks to Seras. So, this little pale one, this is the contact.
Yes. She is. Her name is Nixx.
Nixx. Aye, Nixx.
Hello.
You're gonna join our group.
For the time being, she avoids looking at Vega.
Yeah, well, don't get too close to any of these people. I'll tell you now. And he just shakes his head and continues walking out the front door. He nods to the bouncer, someone he's familiar with. I mean, this place is right across the street from his garage, so he's been in here multiple times. And he nods to the bouncer as he's walking out.
Bouncer says, "Later, Vega."
Later.
And as you guys get out in the streets there, which car are you taking? You gonna take the new hover car?
Yeah, it's roomier and has more seating, so...
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
it
we'll take...
hovers.
And it hovers, so we'll take the hover van.
All right, nice. And I imagine by this time you've probably chopped it up, taken the symbols off, checked, changed the plates, all that, whatever.
Oh yeah, it's been a couple of weeks, so Vega's done extensive work on it already. He's added in a sound system. He's taken all the identifying information off of it. He's added little flair here and there that he approves of, that he likes. So it's personalized for him now.
Pile into that. He pops it on. The wheels fold up into themselves, and you guys take off. Can you see the screen here?
Yes.
Still a bit laggy.
New map.
Yep.
I'm nodding in approval.
All right, you start to make your way, and it shouldn't be too far. It's not that far. The actual subway is right around the corner, but the way to sneak in is a little bit far, a couple more blocks. So as you start to ascend and turn the corner, everybody make a perception check, please? And you just click on your token and go up to perception and hit the perception PER. Nice. And Vega will suffer his normal -2 for being oblivious.
Having sunglasses on at night.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I need to click on my token first. Sorry.
It's all good. 14 being the highest right now. Krizatch got 12. Alright. Nice. Alright. You guys, as you off, the rain is still lightly patting away on the top of the car.
Nixx has her
And-
nose pressed up against the glass, watching everything very intently.
Watching the city go by.
I don't think she's ever been in a hover car before.
Oh yeah, that's true. And the kind of roar of the engine is calm. Seras and Krizatch, you both take notice of a vehicle that could possibly be following.
And Krizatch here will stand up on the back of his neck as he looks back and sees that vehicle.
What is wrong?
Following. Someone is following us. Vega.
And Vega, he says someone is he hears Seras say someone is following us, and he doesn't ask who or how long or when or what do they look like or anything. He looks in his rear view. He looks forward, lights a cigarette, nods his head and smiles. He pulls his sunglasses down, puts them on his face, and then he puts on his favorite music. The music he was first playing when they all first climbed into his vehicle. And he says, well, that's enough said. Let's go ahead and do what we do best here.
Oh no.
And Vega turns around, smiles directly at Seras, looks her in the face as he continues driving forward. But he's facing her and says, oh, yeah, this might just be a little fun. And then he turns back around, facing the direction he's going, and starts hitting acceleration.
All right. Actually, I'm gonna throw in a different song if that's all right with you.
That's all right.
Because I think I erased the other.
And Serap's
Go ahead.
zipper shotgun.
Go ahead and make a pilot hovercraft check.
So, Vega, with the cigarette hanging out of his mouth, he leans forward to the dash, he hits a couple of buttons, then he leans back, grabs one of the handles, like a stick down on his side, pulls it back, then hits a button on the headboard, and we start moving forward, and it just kind of fizzles. He laughs to himself. he laughs to himself and says, oh, well, it doesn't quite work like that all the time now. I don't know what happened. This has never happened to me before.
Your tone seems to imply otherwise.
Goodness.
Can everybody place their miniatures in the vehicle or on top of it where they think they would?
Seras is always directly behind Vega. In case she needs to grab his face and turn it towards the front.
How far are we
So
from
it's
the vehicle that's following us?
They are starting to actually gain on, but right now you're probably about like 50, 60.
All right. One thing that Nixx would do is, I see these hangings in the picture, something like, banners that are advertising something. She's gonna try to grab one and throw it across the visual, the windshield area of the vehicle that's following you.
Okay, telekinesis. Try to grab
Telekinesis, right.
something. All right, cool. And everybody else, go ahead and roll initiative as well.
All right.
Looks like we're gonna start this off here.
Yep, Seras is so fast.
Oh, she's gotta go fast.
Eesh.
Oh, sorry, I had
Rolling
already rolled.
twice.
That's okay. We'll take the second one.
That's fine. We'll just take the higher.
I thought it was always roll 3 and throw out the worst 2.
Yeah.
Roll 3 and take a 20.
And since Nixx said she was acting first, I'm going to place you above Zero. So you'll actually go.
Okay.
Nixx, you rolled. Go ahead and roll your telekinesis. It'll be cast telekinesis.
Okay. No modifiers.
No modifiers.
Okay.
7.
Yeah, this is my weak sphere.
All right, 2 actions you used. You grabbed the. You missed, but go ahead and tell me what that looks like as they're flying around the corner towards you.
Sure. I grab a banner and tug at it with my telekinesis spell, and I eventually managed to rip it off, but by that time, you know, the vehicle behind us isn't where I expected it to be. It just, you know, flies past rather than hitting anywhere near their car.
All right, and it is now Seras.
So, Seras is going to take out, what the heck is this thing called? Her nail thrower. She's going to quickly look at Vega. Keep it steady. She'll kind of lean her head out the window and take aim at the driver's seat there and fire. She's going to take an aim. Deadeye there.
You get an extra +2 bonus, your modifier.
Oh.
If you're doing the dead.
I'm doing what, sorry? You just cut out at the last part there.
Oh, so you're doing the Deadeye shot?
Yeah.
You'll get to throw in that 2
Oh,
and hit in. Oh, nice. And you're shooting at which guy?
Agent 1. Whoever the driver, like, I'm guessing he's the driver, so.
The driver, yeah. The smart one to shoot at, yeah. Alright. Due to cover, being inside the vehicle, he gets a +6 modifier to his phys-
It's also to kind of obscure where he's driving to.
Oh, it hits him still.
Oh, yes.
Wow, that was horrible.
Damage nail thrower.
Ah,
Two
it was. He went 2, I think, right?
Oh, what the fuck?
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
This game is ridiculous.
He's dead. What does that look like?
Alright. Sarah's, tapping Vega on the shoulder real quick. Just hold it steady. She leans out the window. She hasn't used this gun before. She got it a bit ago, but she's been saving it for a real special occasion. She kind of whips it out the window as she's hanging out, top half, and she takes aim. The vehicle's still kind of far away, but she thinks she can hit it. She fires, and she sees this explosion kind of inside the vehicle as the front window just shatters. And just like the window, just Agent 1's brains have just splattered all over the back seat.
Was he
Yeah.
the driver?
Mm-hmm.
He was.
He was.
And do you see him fall on the driver wheel there, and the vehicle's starting to lose control? Do you want to continue with it? Or?
Oh yeah, he's in that frenzy. So it's starting to spin out of control there. She's actually going to Then aim and fire at this.
You actually have one extra action
Oh,
left.
you're right.
Shooting action. Because you got a new action. You can use that one action to give everybody military tactics. It'll give everybody a +1 bonus to attack and defend for a round. And then you can do your frenzy and do another Deadeye shot if you want.
So she's gonna look back at everybody else and she's gonna say, Krizatch, throw your grenades at one of the motor vehicles. Gharvas, use your weapons to fire at the secondary, the passenger, if he does not die by my shots. I'm just trying to give instruction before leaning at the window and taking a frenzy shot at this guy.
That's cool.
I think what, use 2 frenzy to use Deadeye again?
Correct.
Again, she'll use that nail thrower.
Damn. Oh, the car. You end up hitting the car on that one. The cover saves his life, so you can roll the damage and I'll take damage to the car.
Okay.
But it goes to... Vega, you have 104 damage to the turn. You can... 2 actions, it'll take you to do driving. So what would you like to do?
You went a little static there for just a second.
Oh, 2 actions it takes for you to drive. What do you want to do? You want to try to lose them, or do you want to like floor it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and when the driver gets hit, obviously they veer and start slowing down immediately. I'm assuming, unless they have it like on autopilot. But Vega, looking in the rear view, seeing the driver there, create a red spray on the back of the seat there. He sees that as an opportunity. He turns around and smiles at Seras with the cigarette hanging out of his mouth. Oh, that's a good shot. That's a really good shot. And he's looking at her, and without even looking at the road, he continues to like just drive straight ahead. And as soon as he looks back, he sees a side street and makes a sharp turn down the side street and attempts to lose them in a sharp turn.
Nice. Okay, go ahead and make your piloting check. Target number is 6. 9. So that's a very good one. And who is next? Gharvas.
So when he makes that sharp turn, do they close distance at all?
You still have him in sight right now. Yeah, he's
right.
They're starting to lose it, and he's just starting to make that turn. So it's all kind of happening simultaneously.
This is all simultaneous, yeah.
Okay. Then Gharvas is gonna fire away at passenger.
You wanted some static X, huh?
What happened? Oh, I rolled.
You did the damage first.
Yeah, I rolled the damage for it. My.
Ooh, not a natural 20, but it's a hit. Did you do double barrel on that one? Because if you did, you can hit 2.
Yeah, that was the intention. So you want me to roll it again?
Yeah, please, and then put a 2 in there. There we go. All right, that kills him. What does that look like?
So Vega begins to cut the wheel on his hovercraft, and Gharvas actually stands up outside of the window and leans over top of the hood, kind of not centering his shot, but steadying it a little bit, and takes aim at the other passenger, or the passenger in the front seat, and you just hear a loud boom as his double barrel shotgun goes off, and you see the passenger in the hovercraft behind them. He actually goes flying back into the seat a little bit as his chest explodes, and the people in the back seat are covered in the blood and remains of the passenger. And Gharvas just looks to Seras.
Excellent shot followed by an excellent shot, I'd say.
Good job.
Then he just climbs back in the window like nothing happened and begins to load his shotgun.
Krizatch, it's your turn.
I'm gonna lean out one of the side windows with a frag grenade in his hand and just whip it towards the, just gonna whip it towards the, that's pretty far. Is it?
27.
Ooh, I don't know. It's just, my range is 6. I'd have to take penalties to fling it that far, or could I just throw it like straight up and let them drive into it?
It's giving you 5 reading, right? So it'd be 26. That's 5. Yeah, that's 5 inches. To
Man,
the bike.
I'm sorry, you're cutting up hard.
You could make it to the bike if you wanted to.
Oh, really?
I think that's 5. Am I wrong? Yeah, I might be wrong.
I don't know.
Each inch is 5 feet.
I mean, I can throw 6. So if it's
Right.
each inch is 5 feet, so I mean, I have a range of, if that's the case, if we're going feet to inches, then I can throw 30 feet. if my range is 6.
Right. So you can do 30 feet. So yeah, you want to do it?
Oh,
It's a
sure.
far throw.
Well, this has more guys in the back of it, doesn't it? We can see that.
True.
Yeah, screw the biker. Somebody else can deal with him. Yeah, I would lean out the side of the window and then pop the pin on a frag grenade. Here, catch! And just fling it towards the car. And we'll go for right there, probably. It's got 1.5 radius.
It actually has nobody piloting the car right now, so your target number is 10.
Oh, good. I probably need it.
Christ. What in the hell?
It bounces. You can burn a frenzy to throw the other one.
You can see it bounce to the ground and probably blow up civilians. Ah, shit. And then go start rooting through the pockets again. And this time I'll grab a Molotov and say, here,
No innocent civilians killed
Oh, too bad.
that you know of.
So, let's see. I'm actually gonna fling it at that guy. It's a single Molotov to fling at him. With a frenzy point. Burn it. I believe I have frenzy. Yes.
Alright, that one misses. Flies past him. Alright,
Yeah.
it is the enemy's turn. There is nobody piloting the vehicle. They're going to try to grab one of the guys in the back. He's going to try to grab the autopilot with a dexterity check. If he fails, I'm going to roll the crash table for that vehicle. Target number is a 6. He fails.
Nice.
They're all in there like
Yeah.
going crazy, panicking. Oh my god! Here's Crash Tubble. Side swipe, vehicle slides into an object, reducing speed by half. Vehicle takes 46 times 2 damage. Alright, that vehicle's out of commission for now, and it's gone. You know, you guys pass by it.
What are the odds that the vehicle that it sideswiped were one of the bikers? Percent
Let's do
roll.
let's do a percentile roll. Yeah, that's a good
Do
one. Though.
it.
I'll say 45% chance.
You want me to roll it?
Go for it.
Aww.
Nope.
Failure.
That was
Yeah,
your
it's
fault.
not.
That was your fault, Rogue. You can't make me roll that. you don't put that evil on me.
Hey, you called it. It was your idea. That's cool.
It was good. It was a good idea.
Yeah, it was.
It was. All right. This Agent 3, the girl on the bike here, is going to try to catch up and turn that corner with you. We'll find out if she's successful here. Oh, she's gaining on you. She has a gun on her too. She flies up right next to the vehicle, around the corner. Let's see if this guy does a good job as well. He does not. He tries to fly around the corner and ends up rolling on the vehicle hovercar crash table.
Bye.
Collides head-on with an object or another vehicle. Takes 66 times 20 damage.
Does he have his seat buckled?
He does not.
Oh.
Are you sure he was wearing a helmet?
It says right there, unrestrained
Yeah.
passengers, 30% chance of flying from the vehicle.
Oh my god, that's it? What?
You don't
No,
have
that
to
didn't
roll
roll.
that.
That didn't roll right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what?
Oh, that's. Oh my god.
Boom!
That guy's gone. You
Oh,
just see his
The
bike
background.
and him.
You just see just like a small explosion and what? Some blood fly out, and as it's
Storm.
Yeah.
The stormtrooper, the scout trooper, wrecking into the wall there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like that, like, corner turn, like, two of them make it around, and the other one just smashes into the wall.
Vega did that.
Yeah.
This scene just turned into Blues Brothers 2000.
The female has an AP carbine in her hand when she flies around the corner, and she is going to burn to frenzy to aim at Seras and like rip it across the vehicle there. So Seras, you're gonna have to dodge, but you also have cover of +6 for being in the vehicle.
Cool.
You're hanging out of the window, but you're still getting a lot of cover.
Mm.
So
Wait.
just you and Vega are gonna have to roll because she's gonna kind of rip bullets across, try you and the vehicle.
Is it
You
Dex?
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or
So you're
defense,
just, both of
physical?
you are doing physical defense, yeah.
Gotcha.
And here comes her attack roll,
I'm scared.
which is -2 for... Oh my god.
Solid.
Wait, if she rolls a 1, doesn't that mean we have to,
Don't
like...
roll a 1. Yeah, just don't roll a 1.
Come on, Vega.
She has to roll a fumble. Jesus, my bad guys suck.
Gonna shoot herself.
Well, it's trying to take that corner, keep control of the vehicle, steer, and fire a weapon.
Yeah. She fumbles shooting, and oh, she jams anyway. All right, back to Nixx. You can see her starting to lose speed as her gun's jammed, and she's trying to pilot her vehicle. Her gun's jammed. She's pretty much screwed. She's gonna have to hit it in autopilot and unjam it. So, do you want to do anything to her as you guys are driving away?
At this point, Nixx has seen the rest of the crew pretty much demolish whoever these people are, and she's not too worried. But let me ask you a quick question about, I can do battle chant every round, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'll end up doing, and you can do that in addition to your action, correct?
Yes. So you could
Okay.
actually have rolled that already, and I should have reminded you about that, but
That's
you-
okay. So she's gonna do that, and then she's just gonna try the telekinesis again because it's a pretty cheap use of mana, and she's not very good at it. But if she can just kind of knock the gun away as she's messing with it, that's what
Nice.
she'll do.
nice, yeah.
So yeah, I'll roll that again. That didn't. Oh. Yeah. She gets a -1 on that. Need to fix that. So that probably didn't work. I don't know. Yeah.
All right. Do you want to try it again?
Sure. And
Nice.
Ooh, net 20.
Oof, that was a good one.
That was a 19, yeah. Oh, that was a nat 20. It was a nat 20. You got it. What's that look like?
so she concentrates, staring at the enemy over there who's trying to unjam their gun, and I don't know if anybody in the vehicle with me would even notice, but she's wiggling her finger around, pointing at the person, and suddenly you see the gun just start to kind of jump in the person's hand, and then it flings itself out of her hands while she's trying to unjam it and just shoots toward the ground.
Sweet.
And at the same time, she is chanting some weird gibberish. And I'm gonna do the battle chant.
Oh,
Ooh, nice.
So how much mana do I get back? You divide that by
That's-
3?
That's, oh, yeah.
Okay. So she gets 6-ish of the 15 points she spent back.
Yeah, you can round it up.
Yeah.
I
okay.
forgot about that. It used to be just the base roll, but yeah.
Oh,
I
that's cool. So yeah, 7 points back. So she's down 8 points.
All right, you guys totally left them behind then. She's not going to pursue you.
Actually,
Oh, yeah.
before she kind of backs off and not pursuing us, I don't know what to roll for this exactly. Seras is gonna continue to hang out the window, kind of putting her gun in her kind of her offhand or left hand there, and she kind of sticks her arm out and her hand folds up and back, and this grappling hook kind of appears out of the hole there, and she aims it at Agent 3 and fires.
oh my god.
Go ahead and use your unarmed.
Technically unarmed, yeah. Let's see.
You try out your new weapon, your new
An
toy.
attempt. Can I deadeye it?
Oh yeah.
She tried.
You could roll worse.
Ah.
No.
Okay.
Hmm.
It flies past her, and then you have to reel it back in.
Yeah, she'll reel it back in, just like, ah. I tried. And she'll fold herself back into the car. Nice driving, Vega.
Now, Nixx didn't recognize any of these people as Darkstar, correct?
These did not look like Darkstar.
Okay.
Immediately, put her back there. Immediately on seeing the weapon, fly out of her hands, and Seras fire her grappling at her. Vega just puts the whole stop on his vehicle. Everyone lurches forward, and Vega's smiling. And he just stops right there, kind of spins the whole vehicle around, pivots on its center, and starts slowly moving it forward towards the agent, who's basically stranded in hover mode right there. Her vehicle, her weapon, having flown out of her hands and down towards the street. We're all kind of up in the air. And looks at her like windshield to windshield. And he just stops there and sits there and looks out the windshield. Then he looks back at Sarah, takes a drag off his cigarette.
Now up is down.
There we go.
Oh, goodness.
Takes a drag off his cigarette, has it between his lips, and he looks the agent in the eye, looks back at Seras. Well, there. If you wanna, there she is. And he just hovers there, right in front of her.
So it's Gharvas' turn. You want to do anything?
Gharvas will just say a little prayer under his breath, and he finishes
In Gar, be the savior, what cleanse the earth.
and he will actually take aim with his little piece. Sidearm. Which is not on my bar, but I can roll it off.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Sorry about that. I should have put that on there.
It's all good.
That's a nat 20, though.
Damn.
Oh, man.
Hey, that's a lot of damage.
21 damage. Yeah. Alright, so you whipped it out for one action. You fired it, and you can burn Frenzy if you want to hit her again.
Yep, I will.
Because that one wounded her. Second one hits her well. She is right on the verge of death. It looks like she's about to fall off the bike. Actually, she is falling off the bike.
Gharvas will call back to Krizatch then.
Ratman, cleanse her with your fire.
Personally, I prefer to capture her, but... Oh well.
Ah, if you must, we can always cleanse her later.
Oh, she's falling in.
The moment Krizatch heard he had an opportunity to burn something, no one else gets a chance to do a damn thing. You just hear the pitter-patter of little rat feet as Krizatch skirts towards the front, leans over Gharvas with a Molotov in hand. Stay still! So many grenades gone! Die! And just flings the Molotov at her. I think you have to account for your frenzy, TD, on your sheet. Burn
Yes, I just take them off manually.
Just double checking.
Oh.
Oh my god. You guys are like murdering people.
Nice.
Just handle
Wow.
She's actually has several minuses, but it doesn't matter. 17. Yep, you got her.
it. So Krizatch flings this Molotov out of the window. It just erupts on this
Direct hit.
person who was shot 3 times, bleeding to
her
death.
eyes, her eyes are rolling up, and she's like about to fall off the bike.
May the fire cleanse her soul. She will prevail. if she is innocent.
Yes, die! Yes, burn! Kill me! Krizatch!
Oh, good.
Gets back off of Gharvas' back and starts scratching himself and starts
And what's
hitting
that look like
back.
as she dies by the... Is she a ball of fire falling through the
Oh,
sky?
she's just lights up and bike begins to either stay in hover mode or crash, flies all the way. She just hurtles towards the earth like a meteorite.
Oh, good.
Yeah, meteorite.
Yeah, the bike's on fire too. So that was the end of that. And teach people to follow you guys. Jesus.
God will not
soon as-
allow me to be
As soon
followed.
as her bike catches fire and she falls off the side of it and starts plummeting back down towards the street, Vegas just nods, like a quick, curt nod, takes a drag off his cigarette, spins the wheel around, gets some elevation, and then starts heading back towards the destination.
That was interesting. Does that happen a lot?
No.
Yes!
No, yes.
You're both telling the truth.
Maybe to Krizatch, but I am more responsible normally.
Machine ain't no fun.
No, I am not fun. I am Seras.
See?
So you all start to descend once you reach your target location. You can see the entrance to the subway, the sewers actually, is where you're going to head down, and it's in this alleyway, dark alleyway. Rain's still falling lightly. A few hover cars passing. A few cars passing down the street every once in a while. There's not many people around at all.
Nixx will indicate the alleyway. That is where we need to go. Let me look around for a moment and make sure I do not see any dark star here in the area.
Of course.
And with that, she will look around, just in case someone from Darkstar had used the secret entrance recently and was hanging around here.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check, please. Sorry about that. Toy in the background there.
It's okay.
It was good. I thought it was part of the show.
I'm still figuring out where everything is up here.
Oh yeah, just click on the token, and up at the top it should say PER.
Oh, yeah. Okay, got it. No,
Oh.
I see no one here. I think we are alone.
Actually, you think that there might be one down there at the
Oh,
end of
got it.
the alleyway.
Okay, perhaps at the end of the alley I see a shadow. I don't sense anything, but some people are harder to read than others.
Maybe we should
Looks
approach.
like a bum. Go ahead, sorry.
Maybe we should approach and destroy.
Yes, I burn.
Could the rat man possibly get closer and make a more silent kill?
Besides burning?
I could. Krizatch can kill without fire. Kind of scratches his chin.
Is the
Fine.
bum sleeping?
He's actually leaning up against the wall.
Okay.
Make it quick. Make it quiet.
Yes. So, I'll try to sneak up on this enemy. Quote unquote.
Holy crap, that's a very perceptive
Bum.
bomb.
Not perceptive enough.
He was not perceptive enough.
Yeah, Krizatch isn't gonna faff about. I think I have the silenced Giza. I'll probably just,
Plug him.
yeah, just creep up to the side of him.
Alright, cool. Yeah, you do it. You go up there and take him out real quiet like. He doesn't even notice. And you notice when you get up there too that he smells really bad. And looks like he's been sitting out here for, days and days and days.
Shit.
Probably really was just a bum, you
Yeah,
asshole.
Krizatch will, no, he absolutely was.
He absolutely
but-
was.
Oh, yeah.
But Krizatch, another kill. Yes, yes, I kill mate, and then grab his knife and quickly cut off an ear and then
Bum ear.
saunter back.
Deep undercover.
Stinky ear.
Yes, that guard, very dedicated. Been there many days in a row. Yes, yes. Smelled terrible, but he's dead now.
Yes, he was very surprised. And Nixx'll, she senses no more feelings down there, so she'll head down the alleyway. And when she gets to the body, she'll take a look at it, kind of roll it over. And when she realizes it's not someone she knows, she'll just say, huh. Okay, the entrance is over here.
Vega having to work with all these emotionless assholes. God.
Oh, she's not emotionless. She's just not showing them to you.
As far as we know, that was a sentry.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is actually Nixx is embarrassed more than anything.
Whoops.
What a dangerous sentry, this man.
I feel nothing but pleasure. Anyway. Where entrance? I not see.
This way. And she'll take him over to. This is a sewer entrance.
Yeah.
Or okay.
And you guys
Yeah.
drop down in there. Can you guys see all that?
Mm-hmm.
I see
It
Dawn.
should be
yes.
top left corner.
Are the gamma rats in the sewer?
Yes, they're usually like not much of a problem unless you find a lot of them.
Okay.
Most of the time they'll run away, but they're just like pretty like giant rats. You guys get down into the sewer. It stinks really bad. You can see some barrels over here, and the passages are many. They go left, right, back the way, east, west, north, and she knows exactly where to go though. To the east.
Okay, I will point and not lead the way, and tell them, remember to watch for the gamma rats. And it is possible that we would run into Darkstar down here, the few that know of this entrance.
Okay, the last part.
Oh, she said to look out for gamma rats and possible Darkstar, the few who might know of this entrance. And she's just pointing in the right direction and waiting for someone else to lead.
Gharvas can take point at this. Right.
And Ghost, can you see?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Let me hook you up real quick.
No worries.
Vega, with a cigarette in his mouth, cocks his head back so his face is facing up towards the ceiling, and kind of cranes his neck and stretches it, rolls it just a little bit, raises his shoulders up, pulls his head back down, takes a drag off his cigarette, while it's still in his mouth, and then blows the smoke out the side of his mouth, reaches into his jacket, pulls his pistol out, and then just starts walking behind Gharvas.
Gharvas will actually stop, turn around, and face Vega, and he will quick pluck the cigarette from Vega's hand.
It will attract attention.
And throws it down on the ground and steps on it.
Vega just looks at him and just looks at him and shakes his head. His bad dog. Bad dog. And it just keeps walking.
Gharvas will just look at him.
We want the element of surprise, I think.
That is the goal.
Vega doesn't respond to anyone's comments. All these naysayers and ne'er-do-wells. He just continues on his way. He doesn't light another cigarette. Fine. Okay.
I can see.
And Seras kind of takes the flank of the group, making sure to, even Krizatch, to keep kind of everyone in between.
Yeah, Nixx tries to stay in the center of the group.
Mm-hmm.
She recognizes that she is squishy.
Seras is corralling me, I guess, into the middle or something.
Yeah. Seras definitely takes on the kind of more protectorate role, making sure kind of everyone's ahead. Like she has to make her posture as big as possible in case, you know, there's going to be fire from the back, so she's going to be taking it.
And
we move forward.
and Vega,
Oh, you lagged there real hard.
I think this will take.
Sorry? You say we'll take 5? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Taking 5! Tet! Oh man. Look at this line of fucking schmucks.
Yeah. all we need is like one what are those weapons called?
A grenade?
No. Well, a grenade.
A ray.
A gun?
A
rail gun.
Yeah.
We're gonna get railed.
Serpentine.
No snacks.
I see rats.
Hey, it's your friend.
Can
Don't let Matt throw a grenade.
Yeah, can you talk to them?
Shut up, Bo.
Maybe. It is me, brothers, look!
Was that
I want
Bo?
my
Yeah, that was
grenade,
Bo.
not full.
What the fuck is Bo doing in here?
That's why I was saying, Ghost, those brothers of yours.
Yes! More like distant cousin. No relation, not close.
Hey, Bo, we need a woman or two in Tor.
Oh God.
So we need
What?
more Bo.
No, you don't think so? You don't think a female would be a good addition to Tor?
I do, and there will be plenty of room for women.
A female.
I'm just saying, it's a good game, and you guys would be great in it.
Yeah, I think once we get out of the sticky situation we're in right now, probably after 1 to 2 more sessions more, we can open it up to pretty much anybody on the server.
Cool.
I want to do everything, but I know that I can't. I think it's going to depend on...
Do it.
Hey,
It's not dark. It's not that
Do
dark.
it.
It's only dark where it matters. There's light and shade. It's just not all dark. That means it's better. than
Racist.
some of the games.
What about now?
You can
guys hear
only
me?
have so many
Yeah, yeah.
games
Yeah, I
with
can hear you.
prostitutes selling cigarettes.
Yeah.
Hey, that's 100
think-
cigarettes at a time. Tammy had good.
I think-
pussy.
I think two. Jesus. I think two games with cigarettes and prostitutes is probably enough for the quota for.
Yes, I know.
There's a
right?
We
cigarette
have.
prosty quota.
Yeah, you hit two. You hit two of them. You're good to go. We've got
All right, you
this.
guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, guys, have fun.
Thanks, Bob.
Hopefully, you guys can hear me
Mm-hmm.
better.
Yep,
Mhm.
I can.
I think it was the sensitivity on them settings. It was emo. It was on emo.
Mm.
All right.
Too sensitive.
Restarting.
All right. You guys are heading down the passage then.
Yes.
Gharvas is taking front. What kind of weapons do you guys have out, if any?
No gun.
Frag grenade.
My pistol.
Yeah, just a
Double-
pistol.
Double barrel shotgun.
You notice these rats, when they notice you guys coming, they immediately disappear. They take off around the corner, jump down into the liquids. They're gone. They get afraid of you. Their eyes are red and glowing, and they're big and nasty rats, but that was timed perfectly on the sound.
So what do I know is going to be down these stairs or up these stairs or through this door, whatever this is?
You do know that this place is usually not well guarded as the other places are, but there's a few electrical contraptions, and there might be a few dangerous steps here and there. But other than that, you don't believe that there's any magical traps that you know of, or anything like that.
Okay,
You
do I expect those electrical things to be on the other side or this side?
The panel that you see up here on the right
Mhm.
is usually what you've used before when you pass through here with a team to activate the bridge.
Okay.
But as you're getting up there, you notice that it's busted and it's broken.
Oh, that is unexpected. Do you see the panel up ahead? It's been damaged.
What is this?
Does anyone know how to repair these things?
Why? Is it a forward?
Vega walks up, and he immediately pulls out his toolkit and opens up a panel on the side of the panel and starts looking at it.
This, it extends the bridge. Is that what it does, Rogue?
It does, yes.
Yes. There is a bridge on the other side, and this controls it.
You notice when you get up there, Vega, go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Because he has an actual toolkit as part of his gear.
Okay.
You said an intelligence check?
Yes, please.
Your brain is very quiet right now.
It does look like it's unfixable. It looks like somebody fired a round into the console.
Yes, well, I don't have to be the best mechanic to let you know that this is a bullet hole right here. And he points to some damage on the panel. This right here. Looks like someone shot at it.
My departure may have created some security concerns. We should proceed with great caution.
Yes, well, it would take me a full gear set and a few days to get this fixed. It's not something we're gonna do right now.
So if the bridge cannot be extended, what are the options? What's below the bridge?
To the right, there's a pipe that you can actually jump over, or you can step onto and climb across, and then you can jump over to the bridge. It'll just require a dexterity check.
All right, I will point out the pipe. We could use this.
Krizatch, can you make a perception check too?
Duh.
You don't sense any danger at the moment.
Where exactly is the bridge? For the ratty boys? Here?
Yeah, can you see the pipe there?
I can see the pipe, yeah. Is that where the bridge is?
No, the bridge hasn't extended because the
But
panel's
like,
been
is it over
destroyed.
here or something like that?
Yeah, the bridge comes out over here,
Ah.
and it crosses. It connects. Yeah.
Okay.
It's an L shape.
I gotcha.
So Vega goes ahead and, seeing that there's only really one way across, jumps over to the pipe.
Cool. And go ahead and make a dexterity check, Vega. Nice. You're over there. You can go ahead and put your miniature here on the other side. Because that one's just a step right there. You can step over to it. And then the last one is a jump. So Vega's good. He makes it. Who's next?
Krizatch is gonna kind of weigh his options because he could go over, but if they are over there, then he has no one big to protect them. But he'll eventually relent. And I go, yes, yes, and we'll jump over.
He's over there.
Nixx will go next. So she doesn't make it at some point.
She does make it. She's
Oh.
just barely makes it.
Okay.
That's the target number. You land over there but your feet are right on the edge and almost off balance, you know.
Krizatch will grab her by the waist. Very light. Not look good down there. And pull her a bit.
Nice.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Gharvas will make his way over next, hopefully.
Yep, he's good.
Stand aside.
Sarah's gonna stare at the pipe and look at everyone else. Okay.
Don't fall, machine thing.
She's...
Doesn't seem to have done that.
No, it's fairly easy for her to kind of bounce over. Is there a panel on this side?
No, there is not. Not that you can see.
Alright. Move on.
It could possibly be hidden, but down to the south, and you'll take a right. Nixx that's where you know you have to go.
Okay, south and then to the right.
You'll go to the left, actually, if we're looking at
Oh, got it. Okay.
You're right.
Make up your mind.
I'll point. Words are clumsy. Here, this way.
Yeah. And that's when that smell hits you, is about right here. This horrible fecal matter stench bubbling over here.
Off. It's absolutely foul. We should cleanse it with the fire.
No time.
Does burning shit smell better?
No.
I don't know, but it would be cleansed at least under Gar.
You notice the pipe, too, that's laying over there. It's usually used to It's usually actually laying across this whole area where everybody can just cross the pipe. But for some reason, it's been pushed over there.
This is wrong. That pipe is... It should be facing the other direction. It should extend across this whole area.
What do you mean?
Someone's moved it. So is this another dexterity check over here?
Vega, he looks at it and smells it and kind of winces just a little bit. He takes his cigarette and puts it between his middle finger and his thumb, and he flicks it out towards the wall as he starts taking several steps forward, and he speeds his steps up, and he starts running towards this line here. And as he hits the yellow line, he jumps like a long jump.
Nixx is going to move forward a little bit, and she's going to start extending her senses, and the minute she feels a mind that's not here, she's going to be alarmed.
Go ahead, Vega, make a dex.
Vega hits the yellow warning line and then just launches off the pad there.
Nice. You land on the pipe. You're good.
Oof. His feet plant down on the metal of the pipe there, and he goes to slip off the side just a little bit, but he puts his hands down and touches down, balances himself, heart racing, and he looks back at the rest of the group, smiles at them. Piece of cake. You all should just jump. And he laughs to himself as he walks off the edge.
How it's full of dookie down there, right?
Yeah, that one would be horrible to miss.
Yeah.
The pipe's there too, though.
Right. And this is a really big pipe, right? Yeah. So I
Yeah, the
can't
pipe-
move it.
Yeah, the pipe might be too heavy for you.
Okay, well, she thinks about that for a minute and can't think of any other way around it, so she'll wait for her turn to jump. Gharvas has been going in front of her.
Step aside, small humanoid.
Gharvas gears himself up and then says a little prayer to Gar.
Oh no!
Right before you jump.
Oh, that's gotta be so bad for you.
Krizatch nudges Seras and says, hey, 15 credits, Big Beast Man falls in.
Deal.
Oh no.
Damn.
Gar has frowned upon me this day.
Getting that out of your fur is gonna be
Just don't lick yourself
really
clean.
tough.
And at this point, you might as well, like, swim over to the other side.
Oh, I'm... Krizatch is dying laughing at the end of this thing.
Pull me up, humanoid.
And Vega just walks away from him like, oh my god.
Seras.
Lend me one of your clothing items so that I might wipe my head off.
You know, I've heard about your kind wanting to eat their own shit before, but I didn't know anyone would jump into a pile of it.
Well, it wasn't the most elegant of moves, but effectively I have crossed. Now, I will attempt to move this pipe so that no one else suffers my fate.
Oh my god.
Come, human, help me.
Vega lights a cigarette and walks even further away, and he's standing in this corner.
Yeah, strength check is cool. Yeah, you start to move it, and with a little bit of help, you could probably get it over there because you start to like slide it, and it's taking you a minute. It starts to move a little bit. And you're
Hang on, let me shake some of the shit out of my fur so that I might lube the floor. It will slide more easily.
Could Nixx help with telekinesis?
Yep.
Okay, well, I'll just...
And Vega just helped too.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, with both of you, you're starting to move it over there now easily.
Oh, and the telekinesis was neat.
And yes, with her help.
Oh, sorry, no battle chant.
It suddenly gets lighter.
Between all of us.
So now, no need for dexterity checks. No more poo-poo.
Seras.
Gar has not seen my actions as fit today.
Seras just kind of
Oh.
shakes her head.
Oh, you
Disgusting.
stink.
They'll never smell me coming.
Best part. Oh, would there be like a trigger notice for Nixx moving stuff with telekinesis, or would it just be kind of hidden?
Well, if it depends on what you noticed in the vehicle. I mean, you would probably eventually start to put two and two together because, like, when she's using the telekinesis, she does things with her hands, you know, like does motions. But it may have just looked like she was like this way, kind of guiding them.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna leave that up to you. You know, eventually it's something you would probably put
I'll
together.
perceive
but-
it. No.
Yeah.
No.
Nope, you don't.
Oh, yeah.
Wolfman, very athletic.
Hey, I helped him. I helped him move that pipe over.
And then you notice, Nixx, that it should be right down this staircase.
Okay.
These,
All right, the subway. It is right down the staircase. Please be very careful. There's too much here that has been altered, and it makes me concerned.
Of course. Keep eyes out, and Gharvas, don't touch anyone.
Gives Vega a firm slap on the back.
Thank you for your assistance. Gar smiles on you.
Asshole.
I don't know. I'm picturing it, like the slime.
Yeah, the
goes
smeary
too.
hand. Are you
awesome.
marking your territory?
Just flinging from his arms.
That's awesome. You guys come down
I can't see.
Yeah,
anything.
I can't see anything either.
I gotta place you guys.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Everybody's good? Top left?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You notice you come out of a small passageway and into an old subway, the subway track. You notice the entrance is right over here. There's a hidden door. And there is obviously some blood on the ground and a bloody handprint.
Yeah, I'll point to it if everybody hasn't noticed.
Vega has his pistol pulled out, and he's kind of just holding it down on his side, both hands on it. One hand with finger off the trigger on the side of the gun, and the other hand kind of palming underneath his trigger hand, and he's walking and kind of just looking around as she points to the bloody handprints. He has his weapon at the ready.
Rogue, I can only see my token. Is there a reason for that? I mean, I can see the map and my token, but I can't see anyone else's token. Are they all
I
around
can
mine?
see
Oh
yours.
yeah, we're all there. I can
We're in
see
front.
you.
That is weird.
I could try just exiting and coming back in. I don't know. That
Do
is
you guys-
weird.
Do you guys know of why that might be?
I'm not sure.
No. I can see her token. I can see the map.
I can see the map perfectly. I just can't see anyone else.
Let me try to re-put you in here.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be the...
Re-put you in here. Is that even a word?
The re-put.
Re-put.
That's-
I'm gonna
that's-
re-put you.
That's
It is
several
now.
words.
Is that a correct phrase? I'm going to re-put you. Did that help at all?
No.
Hmm.
Well,
Try
let's
to
try-
reload the slide.
Because I can see everyone.
Same.
I can see all.
Technical difficulties.
There's not a visibility for my character that needs to be enabled or anything.
Yeah, let me check that real quick. That is strange.
I mean, I didn't have a problem with any other screen.
Right.
You
Perhaps
could always just copy from the previous screen and paste it on this one.
Yeah, let me do that. I mean, and that's what I did too. I basically copied everybody. Let me see.
Basically, or did.
Basically. But everybody else is good, huh?
Yep, we're on.
Yep.
I can just try to refresh my browser or reload or see if that
I may-
helps. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that might be it. Roll20 gets all weird sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now I can see everybody. Great.
Yay.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Da-da.
And as you get your vision about you, see Vega standing right next to you, looking at you.
That makes her something about Vega makes her extremely uncomfortable. Like he's got some intense emotions going on right now, and it's a lot. So she will like back away.
Seras will kind of put a hand on Vega's shoulder. Don't scare the girl.
Vega, perhaps you should take point with me.
No. Not a good idea. Move.
I think I'll just stay right here in the middle.
Move forward, Gharvas.
So we see the blood, but we don't see bodies.
No, you don't see any bodies. Just blood, and it kind of looks like it's right in front of where the secret door entrance is.
So the secret door is right by the handprints.
Right.
Okay, I'll point to that and I'll say that is where the secret entrance, the secret door is. I don't mean to be racist, but do either of you two, and she points to the two furries, can you hear exceptionally well?
Yes!
Fucking rat.
And I'll get close enough. I don't know if I can only feel emotions from people I can see. If it's because it wasn't particularly specific, but she will be trying to sense the presence of anything else that's alive and thinking in the vicinity.
You can make a willpower check.
Okay.
I'm
What you want
reloading
me-
this thing.
What you want me listen for?
Just-
Elf thing?
I am not an elf. If there are people waiting on the other side, obviously someone coming out of this secret door or into it did not fare well.
Hmm. Okay, I listened for noise. Yes.
Noise, yes, that is, listen for noises.
And you're referring to the grate, or?
And I think,
The
is
wall.
it's the wall right here.
By the way, what thing are you? Man thing, woman thing?
I am female.
Hmm. Okay,
It's a Jakayan. Jakayan.
would I know
They're
what that
almost-
is?
They're almost like greys.
Oh.
Based off of the greys.
Yeah, she looks humanoid. She has hair, but big eyes, sharp features, small, delicate build. It's probably not too much of a stretch that you would have said elf if you weren't familiar with Chachan.
Right, yeah.
Small humanoid.
Did you make your perception check, Kriz?
Oh, let's...
Listening to the other side, it seems like deathly quiet in here. Very, very quiet. There should be noises. There should be activity, because this is the base.
I not hear nothing, gray thing. Sounds strange.
You,
Not
you
like
hear,
people here.
you hear nothing?
I hear nothing. Not even breathe, move, nothing. It is quiet, silent.
I don't understand. I do not understand that. But if we can only find out by entering, I suppose. How do we open the door?
You know the place to press.
Right. I'll press the triggers.
Should open up for you guys. Can you see?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Oh.
Entering into this chamber, you notice the scent of blood. Those of you that aren't, they're Therian, especially, beast races, can smell the blood heavily. It does seem very recent. You can even smell some of the gun smoke, like there was a fight in here. You do not see any bodies anywhere, but you do see blood on the floor in several areas. No bodies at all.
Nixx has a suspicion.
That lot of blood. Must be big fight massacre happening here, yes.
There are no bodies.
Do you think that they were turned into what we encountered in the lab? Vega, the reanimated people.
Vega's looking around, and he doesn't smell as distinctly as some of the others do, and he doesn't notice changes in the environment as well as others as well. But he looks around, and he knows when something's off. His gut tells him. And he's looking around, and he sees traces of evidence that it just looks off. Yeah, well, I don't know if it's exactly like what we faced at the other place, but obviously something went down here. Obviously something went down there. Something's happening. The two are connected. I can't say why. I don't know why. But obviously the two are connected.
Well, we found the
Per-
necromancers within the lab. Of course they're connected somehow.
Perhaps this had something to do with Abezu,
Who?
the necromancer. I don't know, have you ever seen him? He has some replacements in his face, one pale eye, a cybernetic arm. He wears deep robes. He always made me very uncomfortable, and Mother Yun tried to keep me away from him. She was, as I say sometimes, like a cold fire, but he was just cold.
Hey.
I have never felt anyone like him. Mother Yun did not fully trust him.
You think he caused this?
It is possible.
But
I do not know who else could have invaded the Dark Star, as obviously this has been, and there are no bodies. So someone has taken the bodies, and a necromancer would have use for them. This is just a guess. Do you know of anyone else who wanted to attack Darkstar?
well, Gul Plackit did. Of
Yes,
course.
but she would have told us if she had hired someone else, I think.
I do hope. I see they look like they were laying down or something. Stabbed on the ground and snatched, taken. I am deeply concerned with what they are doing with the bodies. They do not have Dr. Thorin anymore. For their
No,
studies.
I met Dr. Thorin.
Oh, he's dead now.
That is a shame. He came to Darkstar to get support in his research. He wanted to bring his daughter back or heal her.
I
I
don't.
sympathized with him somewhat.
I do not know how to feel on that. To lose a child, I feel would be agonizing. But to destroy all others within your path is unacceptable.
I agree.
And Seras will go over to these console, these papers, and start kind of checking them out.
Most of the stuff is all left here is there's actually some flour and foodstuffs in these crates over here, Vega, where you're checking. The computer console, it's still operational. It has access to the internet and everything. Holographic imager pops up, the screen pops up, and you don't see anything out of the ordinary. It looks like some sort of communication console where they could talk, contact others, or call out, receive messages in.
Where would I have expected to find Mother Yoon? Does she
Mother,
have?
there
Yes.
is a church down this path, and if you go, there's a library in here. There's a meeting hall, and there's even a church down in the bowels of this place. And you know that the necromancer stayed in that near the church. There was also a few holding cells. So if you go down this passage and then go south or down, it goes to the holding cells. If you go straight across, it goes to the meeting room and the church. If you take a left as you come in here, or up, it goes to the library.
So
You did
left
know,
and up is library. Okay.
yeah, and left is, and in the library, you didn't know that there were some valuable magical items.
Well, Nixx is going to be headed this way. Mother Yoon would possibly have been in the church, which is some distance away. I think the necromancer, Abezu, would also have been in that direction, but this way is the library, and when I left here, I had to leave in a hurry. There may be something valuable here. So this way I'm headed is the library.
Valuable?
Correct. Krizatch is right behind you, too.
Shiny things, yes?
No. Mostly books.
Some people buy books, hide things in books.
Sometimes it is only hidden until you know what to look for.
Yes, then you take and sell.
I think you would have a hard time selling what is in these books. The books themselves, however, are probably quite valuable.
Ooh.
And she'll start rummaging around and looking for things she thinks would be up her alley.
Yeah, there are a few spell books in there that you know right where they are. So you could actually take those and loot those.
If
there's
I was gonna say, if there's anything that isn't really a spell book, but I know is valuable, or I suspect might be valuable, I would point it out to Krizatch.
Yeah, definitely some good stuff in the library. What is Seras?
Seras is just kind of waiting on Vega.
And is Gharvas, are you still up, or are you still having problems?
No, I'm fine. So Garvis has made his way into this bathroom here. He's investigating these intestines.
Yeah, somebody got
Sniffing them.
somebody got ripped apart back here. From what you can tell is they tried to hide in here, and there's some bullet holes on the wall here by the door, where it looks like they might have sprayed some gunfire at whatever was entering, and then they got disemboweled in here. But the body's gone once again.
This one has met a most unfortunate end.
And he'll actually kneel down next to the intestines and
Smells.
how fresh is it?
It could be hours.
Within hours?
Yeah, within hours.
This is somewhat fresh.
And he'll pick some of it up and put it to his mouth.
Yes. Fairly fresh.
And then I've been looking for rat gut. Can you fill me in on what that is again?
You can pretty much eat nearly rotten food without getting sick, and pretty much nasty stuff. So yeah, you could eat flesh, stuff like that. And whether it's something you enjoy doing, that's up to you. But
No, I just was making sure I wasn't going to get sick from it by tasting it.
oh yeah, you're good.
And then he'll just do a quick survey once again, just to make sure he hasn't missed anything in here, and then make his way out.
All right, Vega, what are you doing?
Vega is just kind of looking around the area. He looks around and see the others are kind of scattered, but he's just waiting for some forward momentum. He's being Vega, and he's just kind of wandering around, just looking at shit. He's not a tactical person. He's not a leader. He's not a soldier or warrior. So he's just kind of bumbling around, looking at shit, waiting for the next step.
Seras kind of looks over to Vega. Come on, we should follow the others.
And Vega, I was like, oh, well, all right then. Go ahead. Let's go.
Alright, and she kind of makes her way. Looking around for the other two. Not really seeing them.
Which way did they go?
So she's gonna
Well, which way did they go?
not sure. She's gonna
Well, I had said I was headed to the library and kind of pointed, but that doesn't mean anyone was paying
Seras
attention.
is not. So she just continues forward and
What do you mean you don't know where they
I
went?
think they went this way. I don't know.
You think they went this way? Come on, Seras. I thought
Oh
you were
my.
like a tactical commander. Yeah.
No,
You don't know where your team is?
I am not the tactical commander. And what is this? She kind of points to whatever the hell is going on in here.
You notice when you come into this room, it looks like it might have been some war council room. A circular table with a holographic imagery display set up, and whatever did this has created some kind of sick monument with head skulls on spikes and intestines and things laying around, and some kind of strange shrine around this area. It's at about that time when you start to hear something down that hallway. It's coming from this way,
Oh, okay.
and I don't know if you can hear that, but there's
Yeah, that's not a good sound.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Krizatch. Nixx.
Vega has his pistol drawn already, and he's holding it, and he hears a sound coming from down that hallway. He pulls his pistol up into the air, and he points down that hall. And then he looks over to Seras. What's going on, Seras? What are we facing here?
Oh, I don't know why you think I have all the answers.
Well, I thought you were like, the
Oh,
leader
no.
of this mission. What the hell is that?
That's not good. We should perhaps rejoin the rest of the party.
Yes.
Where is the rest of the party? Where are they?
Let's just back up and see if we can find them.
Back up, yeah. That means run.
No, there's no running involved. Just tactical retreat. Let's up, and she'll start walking north. Vega, go first. Gharvas, you after.
And you...
Vega, go first. Are you?
Alright, Gharvas, go first. Vega, go after. If something comes up our flank, I'll take it on.
Here you go. Listen here, Sheila. I'm the driver. You know what? You can send the dog in, and I'll go after him, and you go behind me. I'm gonna be the meat in this sandwich.
Vega, I do not want you hurt. Just stay safe.
Is he always this eloquent?
Yes. And she'll kind of call out, Nixx, Krizatch. God damn
And they both heard it. They were like looking through stuff on the shelves, and they heard
And
some echo down the...
it. Turn her shotgun towards Nixx.
Nixx will go to the hallway and say, "We're over here."
Oh, something might be coming.
What do you mean, something?
We heard the very reminiscent noise of when we were in the lab. Screams of the past dead.
That was not Beastman making noise? And Krizatch comes around the corner with a bunch of books and stuff in his hands and whatever other trinkets he might have found in the library.
While you were shopping, we heard noise down in the meeting room.
Ah,
Nixx,
well,
what is your experience exactly with the necromancers? Did you witness what they could do?
Oh yes. They tried to teach me, but I just didn't take to it.
Oh,
So I didn't spend as much time with them as I might have otherwise.
most likely for the best. And Seras is a bit nervous about the whole thing. She's not shaken easily, but just something about, like, just these creatures, very, like, kind of similar to how Mutt was very disturbed by them.
Do I know that the undead have to be controlled by someone?
Yeah, you do. But some of the problem with necromancy is, I mean, the dangers of it are, especially when like trying to bring people back to life or doing things like that. There's always a chance for a spirit or a demon to cross over into your world. So that's why it's illegal. That's why it's against, everybody doesn't want it to happen and wants to be, abolished. But
Okay.
major dangers.
It is impossible to know exactly what happened at this time, but my suspicion is either Abezu has turned against Mother Yoon's faction of the Dark Star, or a demon has entered our realm.
Oh. Good. I signed on to fight demons. I think we should all be prepared to fight whatever is down there. Krizatch, arm your grenades. Vega, stay in the middle. Gharvas, attempt to hit them.
I would imagine staying in the hallway like this would be the most effective tactic, so as to bottleneck them to us, funnel them down.
I like that idea. I like hallways too.
Maybe we should have Krizatch in front so he does not throw the Molotovs in our backs.
The fire will only stick to those who need cleansing.
I do not know why you say these things. That does not make any sense.
It is by the word of Gar.
Who is... Oh, I probably know who that is. Oh, you are a heretic. I understand.
No, I am no heretic.
I
Merely a messenger.
If you two are done arguing. Krizatch, get up here.
I'm not best at it being in front. It's assassin sneak, hide, stab from shadow. Yes.
Krizatch, come here.
Your grenades will fly best from the front of the line, and then you may retreat.
Exactly. Krizatch.
Nixx puts a hand on his shoulder and says, if you are harmed, I will heal you.
Just kind of walks very slowly up as he's putting his books into his backpack.
Vega pulls back on the pistol he has in his hand. He pulls back on the top of the pistol, pulls it back and looks at the ammunition inside, and then lets it go. Lets the click as it releases, and he looks down the sights, then looks down the hall. He holds the weapon up to his side. And then as he holds his weapon up to his side, in one hand, he reaches into his back pocket with the other hand. Fumbles around and he grabs a cigarette out, puts it in his mouth, then reaches into his coat pocket, grabs an old rusted lighter, slaps it against his jeans, creates a flame, click, puts it up to his mouth. Puts it up to the cigarette. There's a sizzle as he lights it and inhales. There's a smoke, puff of smoke coming out of his mouth. He looks around as Gharvas and Seras move to the front. Krizatch is readying a cocktail. He looks at this new person, Nixx. He doesn't know what to think about her. Nixx. Doesn't even fucking like the name. Nixx. Ugh.
As he's looking at her and thinking those thoughts, that is, that any anger or disgust or whatever is, she'll feel that and not like it. Shy away from him.
And he takes a drag off the cigarette as he's looking at Nixx. Ugh. And then he looks down the hall, pulls his weapon up, holding it in two hands, finger on the trigger, cigarette hanging out of his mouth with the soft glow of the ember at the end of it, lighting up his face. All right, well then, if we're gonna fight right here, let's fight right here. He blows out a puff of smoke as he waits for the enemy to approach.
Gharvas will turn to Seras.
I don't suppose you have a extra shotgun type weapon?
Why?
The more shots I can get off in the front line, the better, I would imagine.
Is your gun malfunctioning?
No, but it's slow to reload and it only takes 2 shots at a time.
If you do not give this back, I will take it over your dead body. She'll reach into her coat, pull out her 12 gauge, and look at it. It's, like, Gharvas can tell it's definitely handcrafted by her. It's painted very similarly to her armor. There's some like Nixx like slashes in it. Very much like a custom weapon that she built, and she does look fairly hesitant as she hands it over. And kind of on the butt end of the shotgun is a little T marked out, and she'll hand it over to Gharvas. Be careful.
Garvis just holds both of his hands out and then bows slightly and then looks the weapon over.
This is excellent craftsmanship. God lay blessings upon you, cybernetic abomination.
Yes. So I'll turn our attention down to the hall, staring down, just waiting for whatever's making that noise to come up.
And with that, around the corner, you start to notice these mist kind of essence form into a humanoid shape. Their eyes are glowing, and they seem to be like looking around. There's two of them at first, and then they quickly zero in on you guys down the hallway and start to fly towards you, hissing, and we're going to end it here for now. And the camera's going to end the scene with them flying towards you guys down the hallway.
Those